So in this section, 17.4, we're going to be talking about the disruptions to your immune system. So the last section we ended with saying that we need to keep our immune system in balance and that balance can sometimes be thrown off. So what we're going to talk about here is the times when your body can have your immune system thrown off. One of those ways is to have a failure in your immune system where your immune system will allow pathogens or tumors to basically take off and overwhelm your body. So that's where sometimes doctors have various treatments for that, but it can include things even like radiation treatments that will broadly kill a lot of cells that are in the process of replicating, that are actually going through their mitosis right then, which interestingly, that's why your hair is often affected by something like that, by like chemotherapy. That will affect these all cells that are going through growth right then. So if your hair is growing right then, sometimes your hair has stopped growing. Some certain cells will have stopped. So those ones, because they're not actively going through mitosis, they will stay in. And so but the ones that were going through growth right then, that hair will fall out. And then the next round of chemotherapy, whatever hair started growing again and going through growth, that hair will fall out. So it goes through and just kind of is a broad killer that way. Another problem that can go wrong is hypersensitivities. That's when you have a bad immune response, and essentially your response is either can be right away. You can have a bad response, you can have a bad delayed response, and you can even have an autoimmune response. Allergies specifically are when your body has a reaction to a completely harmless protein that causes you to have this huge reaction, or it can be a small reaction. Sometimes it can be a small thing and just make you uncomfortable. Sometimes it can be life threatening. So an autoimmune disorder is one where your body system is confused and it attacks its own healthy cells. Some examples of this can be, lupus or type 1 diabetes or Sjogren's disease, where you lose some liquids in your body, or rheumatoid arthritis. Those are all examples. So for one, like hypersensitivity or allergy that we have that's very common is sometimes people have food allergies. And a food allergy is just your immune system overreacting to a harmless antigen. And the first time that you react to a harmless antigen, maybe the reaction is small. For instance, the first time you maybe have a bee sting or something, but then the second time it's really big. I've noticed for me, I have some slight food allergies, but most of the time, if I'm pretty healthy, I don't have a cold or the flu or anything like that, in very small quantities, I can eat the food that I am allergic to. Like maybe I can have a little bit of dairy or something like that and not get too sick. However, when I'm actually already ill, like I already have what's called a compromised immune system, so I already have a cold or something. For me, I have a slight wheat allergy. I can generally eat breads and things that would have wheat in it, but if I'm just a little bit sick or have a cold, I've noticed that reaction is smaller. So autoimmune disorders are those where your body is actually attacking your own healthy cells. And here's just a number of autoimmune diseases. There are a ton of them. I looked up a few other infographics, and whether these are totally accurate or not, I don't know. It said that there was about 1 in 5 people, that's the same as your book, has autoimmune problems. 75% of those are women, more often in African American, Hispanic Americans, and Indians within the United States. More often, and this is not a big surprise, if somebody that you're related to has it. And then, well, that one wasn't as helpful, but in these different autoimmune disorders, the symptoms that people can have are fatigue, achiness, swelling, fevers, all kinds of different problems. And then the treatments are usually non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So these are a classification of drugs that will actually suppress slightly your immune system and kind of get it to calm down. So it's suppressing your immune system broadly. So it's not just suppressing your immune system that's attacking itself, but other things coming in. So that's something to ask a doctor about, obviously, and make sure that, and also anti-inflammatory drugs, so that when you become really inflamed, you can breathe again, that, fluids and things are moving around normally in your body.